Good evening. My name is Hannah Berg, and this is video presentation number one for Macroeconomics 112, section 31777. In this first video presentation, I'm going to be discussing three topics. The first topic that I'm going to be going over is the idea that one person's spending is another person's income. I'm going to be giving some examples along with justifying and explaining why this is so important and why this is such an important concept. The second topic that I will be going over is the concept of opportunity cost. I will be discussing what is it, giving a general explanation, and also giving an example of how opportunity costs can be seen. And the third and final topic that I will be discussing is incentives. What does it mean? And just explain why incentives are important, along with giving it a scenario and describing a situation that shows the importance of incentives. The first topic I'm going to be discussing is the idea that one person's spending is another person's income. So, what does that mean? That essentially is a principle that when someone spends money, that money then becomes income for someone else, which kind of creates a circular flow of the economy, where households will buy products for goods and services, which will then fund businesses, and those businesses can then go back and pay their households by paying their employees. One example of this can be seen through my own employment. Although I am a full-time student, I also work full-time for a construction management company based out of Manhattan. What our services provide, companies come to us when it comes to renovating interiors, building from the ground up, and any other construction needs that they may have. Those firms, whether that be a law firm or a hospital, will then pay us funds in order for us to expedite the process, make sure that the buildings are being run properly, working with different subcontractors to achieve the best results. Not only does that money go to our subcontractors, but they also go to our employees. And then we use that household income, and we take that household income home, and then we continue to spend that money throughout our communities, buying goods, buying furniture, buying food, going out to restaurants, which then creates that circular pattern of our spending becoming another person's income. Now, why is this important? This is important because this is the cycle that keeps our economy moving and growing. And you can really see the impact that this cycle has during times such as of recession. One specific point that we can kind of look back to is during the COVID-19 pandemic. During that time, we weren't leaving our homes, we weren't going out, we weren't spending as much money as we were. So you saw a lot of businesses, especially small businesses, restaurants, being severely affected. Due to lack of customers coming in and spending, therefore leading to layoffs and other financial burdens on the owners of these businesses. Um, The second topic I will be discussing today is opportunity cost. So, what is opportunity cost? Opportunity cost is what you give up in order to get something. It's really the decision of how much are you willing to give in order to achieve a result, the result that you would like. This is a comparison of cost versus benefits. This can be something, a cost like financially, time. It's really what you're willing to put into what you're willing to give up in order to receive. Um, One example that can be shown this decision of cost versus benefit is through my own journey through school. As discussed earlier in the video, I am a full-time student and I'm also working full-time. In order to continue with my career and to move up that ladder, I need a college degree in order to do that. So, however, when you are going to college as well as working long hours, you have to take into consideration the time you're going to be spending away from home, the time that you're going to be spending doing projects and homework, also the financial burden of attending school when you have rent to pay and you have bills. It makes a really big difference. So that's something that needs to be kind of analyzed. In my own case, I had to sit down and made a list of my schedule to see like what was the limit, how much I was willing to give. I had to look at the different classes and figure out a schedule of what I was willing to do in order to get my degree. That didn't end up being a full time. I mean, I am technically full time, but instead of doing 5 classes a semester, I'm only willing to give up 4 classes a semester. So then this way I do have some time to for myself in order to take care of my home and spend time with family. But this was something I had to heavily weigh the pros and cons of those of this decision. So the third and final topic that I will be discussing is incentives. So what are incentives? Incentives are anything that offers rewards. Perfect example of incentives is going back to college. Most students are in college and going to college in order to um, graduate with a degree. That degree will then give them better job opportunities as well as better pay for their future careers. A lot of careers typically will not hire those without college degrees, and those that do, you will be making significantly less money than you would if you were to just start working without a degree. Um, this is an incentive for people to go back to school. If there wasn't an incentive, if the job market was the same and you were able to get the same positions and the same pay, students wouldn't have any incentive to go to school. This is due to the concept that people will always exploit any opportunity they can to make themselves better off. That is just one of the core concepts. Um, Another great example of incentives are through employment. If you are working in a dead-end job, there's no room for growth. Your pay is roughly going to remain the same. There is no incentive for employees to put in that extra time and those extra hours. However, if there is opportunity to grow within a company, there's programs that employers can present to their employees. This will create incentive in their employees to work better. Another example can be seen through companies like ESOPs, employee stock owned programs. When employees have shares within a company, this incentivizes them to work harder because the better that the company does, the better that the individuals do. Without those incentives, there is no reason for those to work harder. So those were the 3 topics that I had to cover in this video presentation. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know if you have any questions and have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much.